It's now time for my NFL Divisional Round predictions. We've got 8 great teams left in the NFL playoffs. Any team can realistically reach a Super Bowl. I think all these 8 teams left are very good and capable of winning this weekend. But 4 more divisional games coming up, and we're deciding who's going to be in the AFC and NFC Championship. Starting off with the Houston Texans taking on the Kansas City Chiefs Saturday at 3:30 to kick off the divisional round. This is a really enticing matchup. Chiefs-Texans played earlier this season in Week 16. The Chiefs were able to win. Texans played pretty good in that one. Tank Dell fortunately got hurt severely in that after the Texans had a touchdown to almost tie the game, and then the Chiefs just took over. But this is going to be a really fun game to watch out for. I think the Texans are definitely capable of making this one a great game and potentially winning it as well. It's going to be a really interesting game to watch. This Texans defense has been really stepping it up throughout the entire season and able to carry this Houston team as a whole. D'Amico Ryans, the head coach, has this team playing at a high level heading into this after a 32-12 win over the Chargers last weekend in the wildcard round. Another dominant wildcard performance from the Houston Texans 2 seasons in a row. And I think this is a team that they can definitely beat if they play their best game. I think CJ will obviously have to play his best game of the year. He can't turn the ball over if they're going to have any chance of beating the 2-time defending Super Bowl champions, looking to become the first team to ever three-peat in NFL history, in their position to do so with a 15-2 record. Off of 3 weeks of rest, which is more than enough. Might see them be a little rusty to start out the game, and that's where Houston really has to take advantage and jump out to a strong lead. Obviously, remember, these two teams played back in the 2020 playoffs where Houston had a 24-0 lead. That was quickly evaporated, and the Chiefs won 51-31 in a crazy game. But Texans, I definitely do think they can be a team to beat Kansas City. It's going to be a very interesting game, especially if the Texans are able to put together a solid offensive performance. Get the ball to Nico Collins. He had a big game, set the franchise receiving yards in a playoff game record last week against the Chargers. This defense forced 4 interceptions of Justin Herbert. That was incredible. Derek Stingley had interception as well. Great for him. He had 2, I think, and definitely the all-pro cornerback for this team, and they had a pick 6 as well, just like they did in the playoff game last year. And if they're going to win this game, I think they do need a turnover. Like I mentioned against the Chargers, they needed a turnover. They got 4 of them. They need 1 here, at least in Kansas City, to be able to make this happen. And Texans play a lot of man-to-man coverage. Expect that against the Chiefs with Kamari Lassiter playing an excellent rookie as a cornerback. He's been amazing. You have Derek Stingley on their hand, Caleb Bullock. It's a good secondary, young secondary. They're going to have to stay man-on-man with this team, and they can match up well. It's just a matter of can they get on their guys and make an adjustment, because the Chiefs last time did use a lot of bunch formations and were able to exploit that. So the Texans were able to adjust later on. Can they keep adjusting to what Andy Reid does for Kansas City? And then the Chiefs, Texans have to get pressure on Mahomes. You know that. That's like pretty obvious. Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson, guys have to come in and get to Mahomes. Mario Addison and Danico Autry. Texans were able to get after the Chargers offensive line, which was solid. They were able to make plays. And then the biggest part for this offense is Joe Mixon, who was questionable heading in. He's now reported to be playing on Saturday. A very critical piece for this team to have a chance to beat Kansas City, have to run the ball. Had 106 yards in a touchdown against the Chargers with the run to put it away. And if he can get it going, get some runs, control time possession, they'll have a great shot to beat Kansas City. Texans can definitely go in there and beat them. It's very much possible if they play their best game. And the Chiefs, after 3 weeks of rest, start out a bit slow. But, officiating does have to be fair in this one, and Chiefs cannot, be getting these calls throughout the game. As much as I think the Texans can pull this game out, I'm going with the Chiefs. I just think I just can't pick against Patrick Mahomes right now. And as much as I think the Texans can do it, Kansas City, they have it all. They've been on fire recently, got their rest, playing at home. Mahomes, he's been unbeatable in the divisional round, so we'll see. I think that's what we'll have to stick with for now. Now, the other great game, I think this is the last game of Divisional Round weekend, Buffalo Bills and Baltimore Ravens. Ravens traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. This is a great game between the two MVP favorites, Josh Allen, who I think should win the award, and Lamar Jackson, who's been great again this year. Going with the Bills in this one. They're at home in the snow. Like Josh Allen, the way he's been playing, Ravens defense, they've been the #1 defense over the past few weeks. They've done a great job. But I do think Buffalo at home is a force, and Josh Allen's able to carry this team and get a big win. I think Lamar may have a turnover in this game that helps the Bills' defense out. Defense plays well for Buffalo. A lot of big plays. Should be a fun game. Would be surprised if Baltimore wins this. Baltimore can definitely win this game with Derrick Henry. I think the Bills have I just think they're going to be able to get this done. That's my feeling. Baltimore may be a better overall team, but the Bills playing at home in their environment, that's a tough game. And I think Lamar Jackson's going to make a mistake, and I think Josh Allen with his legs, James Cook, they're going to be able to do it. And look for Amari Cooper touchdown. I think, Derrick Henry, the Bills are definitely going to be locking in on him and forcing Lamar to make all those plays. Don't have a lot of weapons for him on the outside, so trying to limit that. And I do think Josh Allen's able to carry this team to another big win. Now, this is a upset alert game that I think would be on the radars against, in this one, Washington at Detroit. This is a great game. Washington, what a story they've been with Jaden Daniels, who should win Rookie of the Year. He's been incredible. He's been even better than C.J. Stroud was his rookie year, carrying this team to a playoff victory in Tampa. That was incredible what he's been doing this year. And they're going to head into Detroit, and it's a game that they could win. I can see the Commanders beating the Lions in this game with their offense being able to go up and down the field. It's not like the Detroit defense is very highly ranked. Dan Campbell's team does step up and play well. Would expect that in this one. I'm going with Detroit to win by 3. I think their offense is able to cook against the Commanders' defense and put up a lot of points. Jared Goff's been great. I'd expect a high-scoring game, and I think the Lions are going to put up a lot of points. Can Jaden Daniels match it? I think he's capable of doing it, but it's tough. Road environment, #1 seed. Detroit's been playing amazing all year. I think I'd go with Detroit in this one, as much as I think the Commanders can do it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to win this on Saturday night. And then the last game at 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, Eagles and Rams. Rams traveling to Philadelphia to take on the 2 seed. Eagles, if you look at their team, they're probably the best roster in the entire NFL. One of the best defenses, a really good offense with Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. The Eagles are probably the best roster, and they play really good. And it's going to be tough for a team like the Rams. Is Matthew Stafford. It's a tough defense to go against in Philly. I think they have a couple of injuries to watch out for, which is definitely going to hurt Philly. I think the Rams are able to, stay in this game, but I do think Philly's able to get the edge running the ball with Barkley, and I think their defense is able to step up, and Matthew Stafford just air it out. I think the Eagles are able to make some plays both on offense and defense to take this one and head to the NFC Championship. So those are my predictions for Divisional Round weekend. Thank you for watching. Please comment what your prediction is for the Bills versus Ravens game, and I'll see you in the next one.